Hello, beautiful people of Ghana. My name is Roland. This is Roland's Adventure. We hope to go around the world and to give you sights and scenes and education of some interesting places that we think you will be interested in. It's very fun. The sole aim of this adventure is to show you all the popping places, the fun places, the loving places. So if you're in a house, you feel bored, you want to go out with your family, have fun, do so many things. In fact, even if you want to relax and you want to do it out of the comfort of your home, you can hit us up and we will show you from the tourist side to the playgrounds to the concert to the pubs to the clubs to everywhere that you think that you would want to enjoy yourself or even have your peace of mind. Don't forget that is what Roland's Adventure is about. And on this edition, we took a quick walk, a beautiful walk in the beautiful National Museum. I'm talking about the one located in Accra Central. And this is a very educational bit. I myself am very excited to give you this piece. In fact, it was a very interesting site. There are so many things that I learned I learned in the place. So many cultural stuff. In fact, when you want to know more about Ghana, if you want to know more about Ghana, this is the very place that I will encourage you to visit. I wasn't able to capture everything in the place, but from the bits and pieces that I was able to gather, trust me, this is a place you should visit. If you want more information, you can check their pages online, or you can hit me on Roland Reports, Roland Amati on Facebook, and any other place that you would want to know more information about me. Okay, so before we continue, don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share to your friends. Let them know that Roland's Adventure, we are going around the world. Let's watch the video. I'll be right back. So this is how the journey started. We obviously from the house, then we got straight to the National Museum, which is made up of archaeology and ethnographic and arts center in the heart of Accra. So this is the walk in the fields. When you enter, this is definitely the entrance, the park. Then we went straight into the building. Obviously, when you get there, this is how the environment looks like, the National Museum and Gallery. I obviously got my ticket. For locals, it is a cool 10 Ghana cedis, and for foreigners, it's also a cool 50 Ghana cedis. So I did my payment and took my ticket. Such a very beautiful reception. Then voila, this is where the journey started. So the African art mat, then the unity in diversity. This has to do with the first thing I missed you is the Fonton from their very own Fonton from. Then we moved to the archaeological center. This is where they were able to find stuff from the BCs, the 19th, the 18th BCs. These are archaeological findings, stones, things that prove that man existed even before the 2000s or before the 19s, whatever. These are some of the findings, archaeological findings. Obviously, the grinding stone, what they used to grind stuff on. These are just some few. Yes, this is also another beautiful one there. And Treso, which is located in West Africa, Tamale to be specific. These are some of the things from archaeological findings. Very, very interesting that you shouldn't miss. Obviously, some of the bronze stuff that were discovered in archaeological findings. So like I stated earlier, the National Museum is a very interesting place where I would entreat everybody to visit. Actually, this is also just like a very typical Ghanaian society. These are medicinal plants, obviously herbs, not what you always think about, not what you are thinking actually. These are very medicinal herbs on display in the National Museum. So anybody who is a foreigner that enters into the museum, obviously because we are selling Ghana, these are some of the stuff. And with our ruling setting and stuff that has to do with our rulings, you definitely find some there from north to south, east and west. Every region is represented beautifully. And one thing that I should say I like about the museum is about the fact that it is very busy. In fact, with people that both locals and international people from the diaspora. If you want to learn anything about the origin of Ghana, anything from archaeology to zoology, anything that you would want to learn in Ghana or about the history of Ghana, the National Museum is one beautiful place that you should visit. And these obviously are stuff that in our olden days they used in cooking. The spoons and other stuff represented beautifully. So like I said, you would have a tour guide. I didn't get a tour guide because obviously some of the things I am very conversant with, so I did not get a tour guide. And this is the famous Kwekwanansi. So before Spider-Man, we had the very famous Kwekwanansi, which is very represented in the National Museum. So these are some of the stuff that you shouldn't miss. And some of our royal spoons which were used in the olden days. So like I said, every region, every tribe is represented beautifully. So when you look at this, you can obviously choose the one that is for Otumfuo and all that. Then we went straight to the top. So the museum is divided into sections, and these are some of this is one of the sections that we visited. And look at the view. This is what this one would say. Look at that. This is very beautiful. These are all from the National Museum. This represents the coat of arms. Very, very original, very, very authentic. And obviously, you know what this is. In the 70s, 80s, this was what we used in playing music. This was what we used in playing music. So, stuff from the top. And obviously, our presidential chair from the first president to date, obviously it has been changed. And this was what some of our people used back in the olden days. So why not pose for a picture? Well, these are very beautiful shots that if you want some, you would definitely have to visit the National Museum in Accra. So that wasn't all for music. This is also a tribute to the famous Osibisa band in the 71. For people who are looking for the origin of Afrobeat or whatever, this is the place that you should visit. And hey, a football legend has been honored. I am talking about the Maestro Abedi Pele, and this is how Abedi Pele is being represented in the National Museum. Yeah, this is how the Maestro Abedi Pele was represented beautifully in our national colors at the museum. Let's continue. So Ghana's postal stamps, yes, from which era that you were born, through ages, or the postal stamps, this is I'm sure you should be there to see which one that you came to meet. It is very, very interesting and very, very educational. So if you're a group, school, whatever, I would entreat everybody to visit the National Museum. You can go in groups, you can go as individual, you can go as lovers and all that. These are very, very interesting stuff that are in the National Museum that you should learn from. So if you're a Ghanaian, or if you're a Ghanaian living in Ghana or in the diaspora, these are some of the places that you should visit to whenever you are in Ghana. Like I said, you can contact us and we will take you around some beautiful places. So Ghanaian currency through the ages, obviously every CD that you've ever seen or whatever since it started, our CD started here in Ghana from 1983 to 1986, and through ages. So obviously we have some of the new currencies in, from coins to notes, in the National Museum. This is a place that, yes, I'm saying, you should visit. So there's also in members of, I think, Olympic Games, all the countries that represented, all the countries that came through. This was how they were celebrated. There's also a sword from the late Muammar al-Gaddafi to the late Jerry John Rawlings, and it is also captured beautifully in the National Museum. So all too soon we are coming closer to, like I said, I wasn't able to capture but there are obviously some beautiful sites that you should visit the National Museum to have to learn or educate yourself about. So the compound, and as I told you earlier, it is divided in sections obviously, and that is the museum's canteen, that restaurant that you can visit. And here is the famous presidential vehicles. Yes, vehicles of our first gentlemen of the land. very interesting that I'm sure people will be asking Nkrumah Kanu and Nkrumah Kanu. Yes, very soon you will see them Nkrumah Kanu. So voila, we are here at the famous Nkrumah's first vehicle. Yes, see, that is captured at the National Museum, and this is one interesting thing that you should see for yourself. In fact, this is one vehicle that has lots of history, bulletproof, with all the assassination attempts, attacks, the bullets, everything, the bullet holes, everything is captured beautifully. And this is very, very original. This is very, very original that you would have to experience it for yourself. You would have to experience it for yourself. Like I said, I wasn't able to capture everything, but looking at these bits and pieces, you would definitely know that Ghana, we definitely have beautiful things that is being captured in the National Museum. That is a beautiful tourist site. So another park, obviously, this is a statue. Should I say Armless Nkrumah? So this has its history written on top of it very beautifully, situated in the first parliamentary, which when the statue lost its arm because of the assassination attempt when people tried to assassinate the first gentleman, that is Nkrumah, and due to that the statue took this kind of blow from it. So these are very interesting places, all captured beautifully in the National Museum. That Roland's adventure, this is where it took me, or this is what it took me to bring you some of these beautiful shots from the National Museum. All these ones have their own explanation. Of course, when you get there, they will give you a tour guide to take you around, explain, show you history, teach you what some of these things mean, what they stand for, the explanations behind them, who even molded some of these sculptures, which is very, very interesting and very, very beautiful. So yeah, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Well, like I said, we weren't able to capture, but the few ones, I would entreat you to definitely visit the National Museum. This is one interesting tourist site that you cannot miss. In fact, you shouldn't be in Ghana without knowing the National Museum. From the Accra Zoo, the National Museum, the Nkrumah Park, wherever, these are tourist sites, and as time goes on, I'll be bringing you my adventure from time to time. Hey, don't forget, another one is about to hit you, and this one is an adventure into the wilds, into the deep forest. My name, Roland Amate. This is Roland Adventure Around the World. I'll see you in the next episode. Stay safe.